Hey everybody, this is Paul with 12 Volt Review, and today we're looking at another radio. It's the regular Kenwood, the KDC-BT958HD. That's a lot to say. I bet I can't say that 5 times, and I'm probably not going to try either. The KDC-BT958HD. This is Kenwood's top of the line, a regular to Kenwood line, without going into their Exelon line. So they actually have a 2-year warranty version of this radio called the KDC-X998. So that particular radio gives that radio a 2-year warranty, where this radio only has a 1-year warranty and similar features. So anyway, this radio is going to average around 229 to 249, depending on where you get it from, and has a lot of features. So let's not dilly-dally and get out of the box and see what's on the inside of the box. Packaging, materials. Alright, so we got a Bluetooth microphone, because the radio has Bluetooth. There's that. Here's the wiring harness, and it comes with a remote. Always good for the remote. There's nothing on the top lid there, so we'll open up the inside. Looks like we got a manual, got some CD keys, got a, I think this is a face screw to keep the face from coming off, so it can't be detached. And it's got the humongous manual. It's real thick, got tons of pages, about as big as a book, and the warranty card. So anyway, that's what that is. Let's see what else we got in here. Alright, there's nothing else in the box. Put that off to the side. The styrofoam, as usual, to keep it from bouncing around while it's being shipped and handled and mishandled. Little baggie here. And so we got a face for the cover for the face, just to keep it from being, I guess, scratched during shipping as well. We'll add a protection there. It's good. This is the mounting cage. So you can mount it in different ways. So sometimes you don't even need that kit or cage. But anyway, there's the radio. Let me get it mounted up, and we'll check out the back side and see what all kind of stuff is going on back here. Alright, we got it all turned around back here, and as usual, we'll start from the left hand side and work our way all the way to the right hand side, and we'll see what all the different features everything has. The first thing we'll look at is the antenna cord. This is what you plug your antenna into, so you can catch FM stations. Sometimes your vehicles might require an antenna adapter, so you might want to look at that beforehand, before running the store, getting a couple of things running back and forgetting you can't catch FM reception without an adapter. So always double check on those. Usually most newer cars from 2000 and up require an adapter. Some older Chevys do as well. We got right here, we got front, rear, and subwoofer, 2.5 volt pre-outs. That way you can have front and rear and subwoofer play in. You can have 1-channel amp, 2-channel amp, 4-channel or 5-channel lamps going. You can utilize all three outputs. Over here we got the power plug input. This has got the fuse, and this is where you plug in your power harness. After everything's wired up, and your radio should work and play all your speakers just fine. This cord right here, trying to get past the other one that's coming across there. This is the USB. You just pull this little cap out, so you can access the USB port here. You can plug in thumb drives. If you have an iPhone, you can plug your iPhone in here. You might require a special cable for the iPhone. They don't come with the radio, but you might need a special cable. And that way you can have music. And it does have like a 3-foot cord, so you can run this USB to maybe like a glove box, or maybe in a pocket if your radio has a pocket on the install kit. I'll just put a little cover back. Right next to it is the input for the microphone. It says, MIC. Your microphone plugs in there. Just make sure when you push it in, usually you have to give one more push to make it snap in, because if it's not going in all the way, you may not have good connection, and the people may not be able to hear you talking. I'm going to hold these cords up here, and the last port, this is for the Sirius XM module. That's an optional module that you can purchase to plug in here, and then you sign up for a subscription from Sirius XM, and then you can have a commercial-free satellite radio. So that's what that's for. Anyway, that's all the parts and pieces and ins and outs on the back of the radio. Let's get it turned around, powered up, and we'll go through all those features, which is going to be a lot more than what's on the back of here. Alright, we got it plugged in, powered up. It's going through this little initialations thing. Now it's asking to cancel dim mode. And as always, I've always said in all my videos, always turn off demo mode. It will create havoc later on if you don't. So make sure before you do any settings, go there and turn the sucker off, and then you can do whatever settings you want. If not, it'll erase all your settings after about 10 or 15 seconds. Anyway, let's see here. At first glance, the trim ring that comes with the radio is a glossy black all the way around. This little plastic ring right here. The rest of the radio on the outside has a flat black look. There's like a brushed aluminum looking feel right here, as well as a chrome looking key, which is the search key, and the backup menu key over here. The volume knob is kind of glossy on the front. It does have a rubber wheel, so you can get a good grip on it, so you can really hold on to that volume knob. The buttons are flat black, which is really nice. Over the radio. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, I see the color changing. The front of the face, underneath the flat black, is a gloss, shiny reflective surface. And you got a door here for the USB and the aux input right here, and another door for the CD. This door is great for keeping dust out and stuff. Some of the original Kenwood radios actually made the face go in, and a little entire door covered the entire face for two different reasons. One's for dust, and the other one's for, I guess, theft protection, I guess, to make it look like there's no radio. But they come up with something really simple, and I guess kind of hard to break if you're not really jerking on it. I'm sure it can be. It does feel kind of flimsy if you pull it in the middle, but it's got a little handle you can push and stuff, as long as this has a little tiny handle on it as well. But as far as I can see, let's see what else. It's got iHeartRadio, AHA Radio, HD Radio, Pandora, which if you use your cord on the iPhone, you can control the Pandora stuff through the radio. If you have an Android, you can link up with your Bluetooth and do Pandora that way. And you got Sirius XM, like I mentioned earlier, and as well as Bluetooth. And if you notice, there's a USB on the front, so it's got two USBs, one in the back and one right here. And you can actually select which one you want to play at the time. And this little light right here will tell you which USB you're on. This little indicator. Let's see if I can get source here. So we got a front USB and rear USB. So I'm gonna enter it. This little light shows, there it goes, lights up, showing that you're using the rear USB at the time. And when you're not using it, of course, it will go away. We'll go to the front. And it should, there it goes off right there. Alright, so you got your source button here, your search/back out or escape menu button here. This is your phone button for phone menu operations. Of course, this is the volume knob. All your menus and everything is inside the volume knob. I'll get those here in just a second. When you're in radio mode, let me go back to radio mode. Now, I'm selecting it with the volume knob, and then I'm going to turn to whatever I want. And it says HD radio. I enter it with the volume knob. The up button, it just switches between AM and FM. It's like the band button. And in most other radios, you have FM1, FM2, and FM3, and then one AM. This just goes between FM and AM. But when you access your presets, you have all 18 presets all in one lineup. If you press the down button, it switches between Auto 1, Auto 2, and Manual. And the difference between is Auto 1, it finds the next strongest station when you hit the channel changing buttons here. If you go to Auto 2, it cycles through all your presets when you're hitting them. So you can see the 01, 02, 03, should go all the way up to 18. Oh, no, I guess not. Oh, I'm on AM, never mind. See, Auto 2 should go all the way up to 18, as you can see right there next to the FM word, and then back to 1 again. So it scans all your FM stations. Manual, It goes to each station, one station at a time. That's what that does. Alright, so depending on you and how you want to do it, you can just leave it on auto, whichever auto or manual you want. Alright, now we'll go into the menu button by pressing the volume button inward, straight in. Out of the angles, not like that, straight in. We got audio control, we got display illumination, we got settings, demo mode, we've already did that, and there's nothing after demo mode. So we're going to start with audio control since that's the most in-depth one. Subwoofer level, we got you can turn up the power of the subwoofer, kind of like a gain. You can turn the subwoofer down or up, 15, negative 15. Next one is drive equalizer. I think that's it uses the microphone to equalize while you're riding around. So it gets too loud, it'll up the volume. That's what I'm believing is what it does. It is a new feature. Preset equalizer, the user, you got top 40, powerful, rock, pop, jazz, all kinds of stuff like that. Or you can just hit on user and it'll use the one that you use or set up. Manual equalizer, you get gain. Yeah, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 band equalizer. You got your bass, mids, and your trebles, and you just move your cursor. So whichever one's blinking, that's the one that you can adjust. So if you want to adjust this one, push the volume button in to select it, and then rotate your volume knob accordingly. And your music will automatically change as you're doing it. If you want to crank the highs all the way up to get some good tweets out of it. Kind of give you an idea about how I set mine. Of course, without listening to music, it's hard to say, but it's somewhere in this area. Hard. Wait for it to finish blinking there. That's kind of about how I usually set mine, but I have to be listening to music in order to get it set just right. But anyway, that's the equalizer that you can set. Pro setup, this is where you can do a couple different things. You have digital processing setup. This is where you can go through and actually change a whole bunch of other settings if you really want to tune in your sound the way you want it to. Car type, you can actually tell the radio what kind of car you have. You got minivan, wagon, full size, SUV. I know in my truck the SUV sounds good even though I don't have an SUV. Speaker setting, you can tell the radio what size speaker you have, and where it's at, the door, under dash, let's see, an on dash, under dash, and the size of the speaker itself. You can see, what size. I know on the X998 you can actually tell it 5 1/4, 6 8, 4x6s, whatever. This one you just select like a small speaker, large, or medium. You have to select that because it will change the way the sound, and tweeter, medium or large. Let's see what's got in. You can do the same thing for the rear speakers, and you also tell it what size subwoofer you have. You got large subwoofer, small, or none, and it automatically adjusts. Looks like we got none, small, large. So if you're like an 8-inch or 10-inch, you do small. If you're 12-inch, 15-inch or bigger, you do large. X-over, it's just even more crossover settings for the front and rear. That way you can really tune in how the front's going to sound, the rear's going to sound, stuff like that. DTA settings, you can set that out however you need to. I've never had to work with it, so you may not need to either. Volume offset is at 0. If you try to turn it up, it's maxed out, believe it or not. But if you can actually adjust it backwards if the volume on whatever you listen to is just too loud according to your volume. So you can actually, it's like a secondary volume. Subwoofer mute, if you don't turn the subwoofer off or on. So you don't have bass or no bass. And in audio presets, you can recall or you can save some memory settings. And that's it for the audio settings. Well, it's pro setup. Next is bass boost. Gives you a little more oomph in the bass. You got level 3 to level 1. So level 1, 2, and 3. Loudness, you can make the music louder, low, or high. It again gives you more pronounced sound. Horse balancing fader, we all know what that is. If you don't, go jump in your car and play with it. The radio, nothing else. Dirty minded people. Alright, it's all for the audio settings. The display illumination. Now display settings, we go into here, we get type of display. You have 3 lines of information, 2 lines of information, the big clock, spectrum analyzer, or nothing at all. So that's up to you and how you want the display to look while you're riding around. Side select, all it does is changes this over here. That's why I like to change the picture, so you can just kind of gives you just something to look at for prettiness. Text select, you can actually select what kind of text you want. If you're on a CD or if you're on a radio, you can change the order or different things. Album name or clock or date or stuff like that. Also, something I forgot to notice while I was in the EQ settings, every source has their own EQ settings. So if you put in a CD, you'll have to go there and make changes to it, and it'll remember all those different settings. We got status. Rotate it backwards. It just letting you know, basic information. What else we got? That's it for that one. Next is color select. We got color select all, which is everything on the face has a color on it. Color select display, which is everything in the center right here. That's going to be one color. And we'll just go ahead and we'll just get a random color here. 20. And the keys is over here and over here. So we're going to select it and make this a different color. So we got, looks like white on the keys and green on the inside. Like we'll make this purple. Alright, now we got purple middle and white on the outside. That's what it looks like currently. After it's color select, there's nothing else. So, or you can just select all and just change them all one color. So everything will be one color. Alright, get out of that menu, get display and illumination off. You can just turn it off altogether if you wanted to. Next down is display dimmer. If the display is too bright, you can turn it down. That's it. That's as far as it goes. Not much, but it is something, especially at night. If if your eyes are sensitive to light. Contrast is like another thing for brightness. You can adjust the contrast of it to kind of help out with seeing in the sunlight and at nighttime. Positive, negative, all it does is reverse the pixels. So whatever color the letters are, they'll become the color of the background become the color of the pixels. See right there? This really helps out in sunlight as well. Text scroll, if your song title is too long, that'll automatically scroll across. You can turn it off if you wanted, or just do it once. Bluetooth device settings. If I had something hooked up there, it'll tell me what's going on, if it's connected or not, what kind of phone it is. That's that one. Illumination dimmer. It's just like an additional settings for the illumination. If it's too bright and stuff. And illumination fade, that's all the blinking stuff that happens when the radio's doing something. And music sync, like you can also make it blink to the music. You can turn it off or on. And that's it for the display illumination. The next we have settings. We got IF band. Of course, I'm in tuner mode, so it gives you those specific settings. If you go into like CD or USB, it might give you some different ones. And of course, you went into sync mode. Auto memory, what that does is it automatically finds all the local stations that has a strong enough signal and automatically programs them to all your presets. So whether or not you want half the stations that are pre-programmed, they're there. Just for you. Receive mode, this is for the HD radio. By default it's set up for HD radio, and it will automatically look on the station that it's on to see if it's playing HD. If not, it will automatically switch over to analog, to a normal CD radio. What we got here? Tag memory is if you like certain things, you can tag up to 50 different items, and you can access them in the tag menu. Which I think, let's see. I think you press and hold this button. What happens? I guess if you're listening to something, it'll tag it. I guess that's what that's for. So there's a way to get to the tagging section in here. Let's see. Link settings, demo mode, about that. Alright, well, I guess that's all the settings. I'm going to press the Bluetooth button down here. Click on it. You got Bluetooth mode. You got device priority. You can tell the radio which device or which phone, if you have like several phones hooked up to it or paired with it. Tell which device for the radio to connect to and stay on that one. Got the Bluetooth on display illumination, so you can change this for it. Settings, you got pairing. You know, if you want to pair radio. Detailed settings, you can actually change the pin code if you wanted. If not, it'll automatically generate one. You can tell it to auto answer or not, auto reconnect if you get too far away from the radio, or when the radio turns off and on. Auto pairing, that's what if you plug your iPhone or iPod into it that has Bluetooth, it'll automatically pair the phone or iPod with minimal exertion. Bluetooth, HF, which stands for hands-free / audio, by default is for the front on Kenwoods. What you want to do is you set it to all, that way it'll play your rear speakers and your subwoofer. So if you have music playing on your Bluetooth audio and you leave it on front, just the front speakers will play. You're like, well, how come I don't know the bass? You need to go in here and change it to all. Then your bass and rear speakers will start playing. After that, we got call beep. I guess that's when it calls, makes noise. Off or on. Bluetooth firmware update. You can go to the Kenwood website and see if there's any software and or Bluetooth software firmware updates for the radio that you can download for free and update your radio to the current versions. And usually what they do is they fix little bugs and stuff they find. They upload some updates for radios. So you may have to do a little bit of searching, but you may or may not have one. So being they're so new, you may not have one just yet. Microphone gain, if they can't hear you while you're talking, you can turn the mic up, kind of give a little stronger input signal. And echo cancel, if you're talking and they're listening to you and they hear an echo, or you hear an echo, you can kind of adjust the cancellation, and it tries to cancel it out best it can. Sometimes it's the car, sometimes it's where the microphone's being placed. And that's it for all the Bluetooth settings. So back out. Of course, clock and date, we all know what that is. If you don't, go to calendar. And that's all for the Bluetooth settings. By default, I don't have no CD, I don't have any USBs or nothing plugged in aux input, no satellite radio, but the default sources we have HD radio / regular radio, front USB, rear USB, Bluetooth audio. Even though there's no phone hooked up to it, it's still there. Aux input or standby. And of course, standby is just, the radio's on, but nobody's home. No music's going to play. If you put a CD in, another icon will pop up for CD. If you plug in Siri satellite, another iPod icon is going to pop up. If you plug in a USB, front or back, they'll let you know. If you have iHeartRadio or iHeartRadio, it's probably going to pop up on there as well, the icons. So, other than that, I don't see really too much wrong with this. I mean, for the price, if you like 1 year warranty, looks really nice. There is, like I said, the lack of preset buttons at the bottom may be a deterrent for some people down here, but you still got them. Let's see if we go back to the radio. I believe they're right here. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, preset list. You hit the Chrome button. The magnifying glass search also stands out for the preset button. You just scroll through all 18 presets to find out which station you want. If you like this one, you click it. If you want to program the station that you're previously on to that channel, just push and hold it for a few seconds. And now that station is set to channel 16 or whatever station or preset you set it to. Anyway, I like this radio. It's for the amount of features it has, and the price, it's kind of almost hard to beat if you're kind of a techie and you really like you know, lots of features and menus and stuff. This radio, back in the package here. That was a really nice radio. That was the Kenwood KDC-BT958HD. Yes, got it right. 1 year warranty radio. It plays MP3s, WMAs, AACs, and WAV files and CDs. You can also, there's a feature I didn't forgot to mention. They don't say on the front of the box, but I noticed on the back of the box. It has what's called Siri's Eyes Free, and what that means is, if you have your iPhone, you press and hold down the button to talk to Siri. She'll come out and talk to you through your speakers, and use your microphone and give her basic commands like you normally would. And I mentioned earlier that the pre-out voltage when I had the back of the radio facing out was 2.5 volts. Actually, it's actually 4 volts. So, update within the video. Anyway, I said there's a lot of features. I'm sure I missed a whole mess of them, but that's all the main features there. And if you're playing WAV files, it's for the USB only. All right. Well, anyway, for $230 to, let's say $240 price range, 1 year warranty, 4 volt pre-out, tons of features. If you're a techie or like to have, you know, all your menus in one place and all kinds of stuff, then you'll probably really like this radio. It might be worth to spend up, you know, extra $100 to upgrade to something like this. But anyway, this is Paul with 12 Volt Review. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have an awesome day, and please subscribe.